Well, it's been a hot minute since I did a voiceover, but I just wanted to talk about how everything went at the meet real quick. First of all, going into this, I really didn't know how I was going to do. I mean, during peak week, everything was hurting. I was missing left and right in the garage, and I was kind of beating myself up going into this, but I knew I wanted to hit certain numbers, at least PR, my squat, and then my bench if I could. Deadlifts, they kind of fell off during the last week of the peak, and I don't know, I think I just peaked too early with those. Here you see I go for a 424.9. It's not my heaviest squat. My heavy squat prior to this was 435, and that was in the garage. Surprisingly, everything felt good. I had no pain in my back during warm up. I took enough time to warm up. The flights weren't that too bad as far as the waiting to go in between lifts. So I got that one pretty easy. So then I just said, hey, fuck it. I'm going to go for full 40.9. Turn around, tell the spotter, hey, I need you to stick close with me as if this was our third date. And everybody starts laughing. It's a good time. I can't, go down into the hole fast. It's just I lose stability. So I like to do everything slow and controlled until I at least hit parallel. And then I'll try to bounce out the bottom, which you see me do right here, and then catch it. But it moved fast. I probably could have got another 5 to 10 pounds, but I'm happy with my squat overall. It's a PR, all around PR. And then I do the Shooter McGavin. I'm not pointing it up there. Just doing the Shooter McGavin. So the bench, like I said, leaving the squats, I did have a little bit of elbow pain coming out of it. I just worked on it a little bit. It still was sore, but I just, I started using a death grip on the bench. It kind of, dulls the pain a little bit until after the movement. Big shout out Dave. David gave me a pretty good lift up. 325 moved kind of slow, but I just think it was just nerves and stuff like that. I switched my grip back into a closer grip because I find I have more control going down with it. And then I'm talking shit to Gary. He left me in that hole for a while. So next is 341. I've hit this twice before in competition. Prior to this, my competition PR was 347, and then my actual overall training PR was 350. So going into this one, I think this probably moved the slowest out of all of them, out of all my bench presses. I can't remember. It's all a blur. There's me getting some of that righteousness in my nostrils. So, I kind of, during prep, I was trying to get an arch and stuff like that, but I just can't arch anymore without hardware and stuff like that. So I'm a flat back, bencher, period. So you see me get stuck right there. So, and actually right here, all the hardware in my lower back just froze up. I tried to stand up. I couldn't get it. So I had to sit back down for a second and get back up, but I was in pain. I wanted to scratch my next attempt there, but I remember Mark Bell saying, no matter what you feel like, always put in your next attempt. Because once that pain subsides, you go, and then eventually I was able to walk it off. All that stiffness in the lower back with all the hardware went away, stuff like that. So 352.7, heaviest I've ever benched in my life, which is not bad for a 41-year-old fat guy. Which I really don't feel fat, but when you put a singlet on, it's a fucking reality check. You really don't feel fat when you have it on, but when you come back and you look at it and see that the camera did add about 30, 40 pounds, I definitely want to come in lighter next time so I don't look like a Oompa Loompa in this fucking singlet. There you go. Shooter McGavin again. That was a quick ass. Deadlifts, this was the big unknown. At this point, I knew that I was if I could pull 45 pretty easy, then I was just going to jump up to 507 and just try to break 1300, which would have been my highest total ever, period. Which I'm happy, that 45 moved slow, but I got it up. And so, I went in there, I was like, fuck it. I'm going to put 507 on it, so at least if I miss it, I have 2 attempts at it. When I first loaded up 507, when I pull, it looks like it yanks me down on my right-hand side a little bit. But I yoked through it, and I just felt everything in my lower back just pop. But I just held on to it and just fucking finished the rep. This competition basically showed me, you could feel like your training's been going shit, but when it comes down to perform, you'll actually do better than you thought. I just went into this, I'm not, a hyped up lifter. I don't need to get slapped or anything like that. I just scoop some pre-workout, and I go to it. But, And I went in there and I was just able to make these lifts that I'd never made before, which let me know that my programming that I've been doing is working. This next training cycle, I'm just going to short my peaking period down a little bit, as I think I was, just a little bit too long in the peaking phase. And I think that did me in as far as my elbow tendonitis and stuff like that, and hurt me on my deads. So I think in February, when I do bending the bar 3, I think I might try to take a run for the Florida Masters bench record. We'll see though if I can get my weight down. But all in all, just find something you love and do it. And even though the training feels like it's going like shit, as long as it's good programming, you're gonna make some strides and you continue to make gains. If I can get stronger at the age of 41, so can you.